Hello, writers. I'm Lee Jessup, career coach for emerging and professional screenwriters, as well as business of screenwriting professor with the David Lynch grad program for cinematic studies. I often refer to screenwriting as extreme writing, and recently I got asked, why do I do that? What's wrong with me? So I wanted to break it down for you so that you know why I refer to screenwriting, whether it's a feature, a 1 hour drama, a half-hour comedy, a half-hour multicam, as extreme writing, which I've been doing for a while. The reason is that in my perception and my experience with screenwriting has to have a lot going on under the surface in order to work on the page. Screenwriting is a world in which you can't tell us what a character's intention is unless you're really hitting that on the nose dialogue. You can't explain their choices in order to help us understand their psychology. You can't, again, unless we're talking really bad dialogue, you can't spell everything out for us the way that you could in every other form of narrative writing. In screenwriting, you have to really only see the peak of the island above the water, while so much of it is going on beneath the surface. You have to plan for it. You have to really think about all of the architecture that is holding up the screenplay, the pilot, whatever it may be, in order to make it work on the surface. And if you're writing TV, then you're setting yourself up to not only understand the pilot that you're writing, that has to not only contain its own storylines that have beginning, middle, and end in that pilot A, B, C, potentially D and E story, but you also have to set us up for the show ahead, the season ahead, and give us an idea of what this show is going to be. A TV pilot has to exemplify not only the beginning of the story, but also give us a sense of what every episode is going to be like. That is what executives are looking for. That's what buyers are looking for when they're reading. What is not only what is the beginning of the show, but what does an episode look like? So I find that screenwriting, specifically in TV that much more so, has to do that much more without being able to spell it out. And because of that, I find screenwriting specifically, to be extreme writing because of our inability to explain, to really map it out, to tell us what a character is thinking, unless they're sitting with a shrink, and then most people will tell you knock that out because it's a cheat. You're encouraged not to use voiceovers unless you really have to. We don't want to give too many flashbacks. So you really are kind of weaving a story that you can give us very specific signals and passwords to as we're reading the material. It's also a movie and a TV show. They're a highlight reel. They're not every moment of every day that a character experiences. We get to see them for 90 pages, 120 pages, 50 pages, whatever it is, in order to tell the story the most efficiently. So all of that speaks to why I see writing as extreme writing. And I hope that this was in some way helpful to you. If you ever stopped and asked yourself, why is screenwriting so hard? This is why. All right. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe for more, and hopefully we'll connect soon.